All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today we're diving deep into Algorand's roadmap. What's their game plan for building the next generation of blockchain? Let's find out.
A lot of other blockchains, they're still stuck trying to figure out the basics, things like speed and stability. Algorand saying, hey, we've already solved that. Their roadmap is all about what's next, the layer above the basics, which is all about mass adoption.
So what exactly does this next chapter for blockchain look like? Well, for Algorand, it's all built on four main pillars. We're going to walk through their whole strategy, starting with the foundation they've already laid. Let's get into it.
Okay, so pillar number one, beyond the basics. Before you can build for the future, you've got to have a solid foundation, right? For Algorand, that means doubling down on the core values of Web3. And the big one, the one that really matters, is decentralization.
I mean, decentralization is a big word, but what does it actually mean in practice? The real test is whether anyone, and I mean anyone, can participate. It's about moving from centralized control to truly distributed participation. And that's where Algorand has been making some serious moves. Check this out. We're talking over 2,000 active node runners. These are the people helping to secure the network, participating in consensus. And that number, it's been climbing, which is exactly the kind of healthy sign you want to see. And here's the really cool part. You don't need some crazy, expensive server farm to get involved. You can run a node from a little $200 mini PC at home. This is huge. By making it that accessible, they're not just talking about decentralization, they're actually building it from the ground up. All right, so the foundation is solid. What's next? Pillar 2 is all about killing complexity. Because let's be honest, the biggest thing holding crypto back from going truly mainstream is that it's just too complicated for most people. And this philosophy, this idea of killing friction, it's not just for regular users like you and me. They're thinking about everyone. The developers trying to build cool new apps, the businesses that see the potential but don't want to hire a whole team of PhDs just to use the tech. So the goal is to get rid of all that friction, all those technical hurdles, and make the whole experience, well, seamless. Let's look at a couple of key ways they're planning to do this. We'll start with one for businesses and then one for the rest of us. Okay, for businesses, they're pushing this idea of Web 2.5. Think of it as a bridge. It lets a company get all the benefits of blockchain, like transparency and on-chain assets, but without any of the scary, complicated stuff showing through to their customers. It's kind of like the best of both worlds. And what about for the rest of us? I mean, are you tired of writing down those secret phrases on a piece of paper? Or going through endless ID checks for every new app? We've all been there. Well, the roadmap has an answer for that too, and it's called the Rocka Wallet. The whole promise here is a wallet that feels like a simple, modern app. You'd still have self-custody of your assets, which is crucial, but they want to get rid of the seed phrases, make identity verification a do-it-once deal, and even hide the transaction fees. Basically, they want to remove all the scary parts that keep normal people away. So, making crypto easier to use is awesome, but it's really just step one. The bigger picture is about applying that newfound simplicity to some absolutely massive trillion-dollar opportunities. And that brings us to pillar 3, unlocking new economies. And when it comes to tokenizing real-world assets, Algorand is already way ahead of the game. I mean, look at this. They've tokenized public stock, gold and silver, even carbon credits. The plan now is to go even deeper, to really focus on the super complex financial products like debt and equities. We're talking about bringing enormous markets onto the blockchain. But here's where things get really interesting. The roadmap looks even further into the future, to an economy that might not be run by humans at all. We're moving towards a world full of AI agents. Just think about it for a second. These AI agents are going to need to pay each other instantly. How's that going to work? Your self-driving car paying for a parking spot or your smart home paying for electricity? The traditional financial system can't handle that kind of speed and volume. Traditional payment rails, the settlement times are, let's be honest, horrific. That's where blockchain is a perfect fit. It enables what they're calling agentic commerce, which is just a cool way of saying machine-to-machine payments. It's near instant, super low cost, and opens the door for this whole new machine economy. Okay, so you've got a great foundation and you're unlocking new economies, but a true long-term vision means you have to prepare for long-term threats. And that brings us to the final pillar, future-proofing the chain against one of the biggest risks in all of digital security.
We're talking about quantum computing, and this isn't some far-off sci-fi concept anymore. The threat of a quantum computer breaking all of today's encryption is so real that massive players like BlackRock are literally citing it as a risk in their official filings. That tells you everything you need to know. And this really shows how proactive Algorand is being. They aren't waiting for the sky to fall. They're already upgrading their security to be post-quantum. The best way to think about it is this. Today's encryption is based on math problems that are hard for current computers, but quantum computers will be able to solve them. So Algorand is moving to a new system based on something called lattices, which is more like navigating a super complex maze. It's just a fundamentally different and harder problem for even a quantum computer to solve. And this isn't just an idea. They have a multi-step plan already in motion. Step 1, securing the chain's history with quantum-resistant tech, is already done. Now they're building the tools so that developers can create wallets and apps that are secure against these future threats. They're future-proofing the whole ecosystem. Okay, so what does this all mean when you put it together? Let's connect all the dots and look at Algorand's big bet. When you boil it all down, you can see it's not just a random collection of cool features. It's a really coherent strategy. First, solve the user problem by killing all the complexity. Second, unlock brand new value with things like tokenized assets and the AI economy. And third, build for the super long term by defending against massive future threats. It all fits together. So if Algorand succeeds in building this foundational layer for a new digital world, what comes next? What are we going to build on top of it? The roadmap tells us the how, but that question, the what, is the most exciting part of all. That's it for this edition of The Explainer.